Hello students, today in this session we'll continue with the revision of chapter My Brother, My Brother. By the end of this session, you will be able to understand the story in your own words, word meanings and phrases of pages 25 and 26 and answer the related questions. So open your Fragrance English Reader book, chapter number 3, My Brother, My Brother. Students, in the previous session, you all have read pages 23 and 24, and I hope on the basis of previous reading, you all will be able to answer these questions. First is, how old was Sher Singh? Then, what was Sher Singh's brother suffering from? And what did his mother suggest? Next is, what did Sher Singh's father do for the expedition? Then we have, why did Sher Singh carry his brother alone to the hospital? Next is, describe the incident when Sher Singh saw the elephants. In the previous session, we have read Sher Singh's little brother was lying on the bed as he had acute pain in stomach and nothing was working to give him relief. So his mother said that he must be carried to a hospital. But his father was away on an expedition, so Sher Singh decided to carry his brother to the hospital in Kalaghat, which was at least 50 miles away. He had to go through a jungle, cross two rivers, and reach the main road. Sher Singh started his journey alone, carrying his brother on his back. He walked through the jungle. The moon rose, the sky blazed with the stars. Sher Singh was tired, so he laid his brother under a tree on the cliff above the riverbed. Suddenly he heard the squeal of elephants. Below him on the riverbed, the elephants traveled. One of the elephants' trunk came down towards the boys. Sher Singh was frightened, but the elephants went away. He thanked God for his narrow escape. Then he went into the cold water of the river. He crossed the first river. Luckily, there was a bridge at the second river. Students, now in this session, we'll continue with the reading of page number 25. But before that, we'll revise the word meanings and phrases on this page. So let's start. Our first word is wreckage. WRECKAGE. Wreckage means remains of something. Next word is plaited. It means twisted together. Next is heralding, means signaling. HERALDING. Heralding means signaling. Now we'll revise the phrases. Our first phrase is on the shore, kinare par. Next is for the bridge, पुल के लिए. Next is to lose power, ताकत खोने को. Next is in another world. It means दूसरी दुनिया में. And the last one is of big buildings, बड़ी इमारतों का. Students, now we'll start reading. So open your page number 25. Towards midnight, he heard the second river ahead of him. He heard it from far away, a steady roar of flood. When he came out on the shore, he saw it. A big head of snow must have melted yesterday, and here it was. From bank to bank, the river formed. He looked for the bridge. It was not there. Student, It means by the midnight, Sher Singh reached the second river, but suddenly he heard a roar of flood, and the bridge vanished with the floods because a big head of snow melted last night. Now we'll read the next lines. So now how to cross? There was not a chance to swim, even alone. He would be lost. Perhaps among the wreckage of the bridge there was a way. Sher gathered grass and plaited it into a rope. He tied the rope round his brother and himself so they would keep together. Then he entered the water just above the bridge. Students, see what happened now? Now Sher was thinking how to cross the river as there was not even a chance to swim alone. But somehow he found the way among the remains of bridge. He gathered grass and plaited it into a rope. Then he tied the rope round his brother and himself to stay together. After that he entered into the water. So students, why did Sher tie a rope round his brother and himself? Sher tied a rope round his brother and himself to stay together. My next question is, why was the second river flooded? The second river was flooded because a big head of snow melted last night. Now we'll move further. It was so cold that he could hardly keep his hold. He did not know if his brother was alive or dead, but he kept the child's head above water and inch by inch moved along. He was deaf, blinded, frozen, and tired, but he went on and on. Then the river seemed to lose power. They were through. After that, Sher did not know what happened. He was walking on and on. It means the water was chilled, but somehow Sher crossed the second river by keeping his brother's head high. In spite of great difficulty, he did not lose hope and moved on and on. Now we'll read the next lines. There was a road, then there was a better road. Far away in another world, there came sounds heralding a village. Suddenly, somehow, people, after that, the next he knew, they were in a bullock cart and then a truck. Where have you come from? Boy, Laljwani. You carried him alone across the river in flood. Students, later on, he heard the sounds signaling a village. Sher found some people and took lift in a bullock cart and then in a truck. Someone asked where he had come from by carrying his brother in a flooded river. Then he replied, Laldwani. So, students, how did Sher cross the second river? Sher crossed the second river by tying his brother to himself with a rope and keeping his head high. Now we'll move further. They were at the hospital. Sher always felt shy of big buildings. He did not go in. Much later, the doctor came out on the veranda and said, You are the boy who brought the child in from Laldwani? Yes. Then a smile broke all over the doctor's gentle face. Sher Bahadur, he said, Your brother will live. Come and see. Students, finally they reached at the hospital. He stood outside the hospital because he felt shy of big buildings. After some time, the doctor came and told Sher that his brother was all right and praised him for his bravery and addressed him as Sher Bahadur. So, students, after reading this chapter, can you tell me 5 adjectives about Sher which describe him? Sher was brave, fearless, thoughtful, loving, and caring. My next question is, do you think Sher Singh loved his little brother? Yes, Sher Singh loved his little brother as he carried his brother alone to the hospital. Students, now we'll revise the right well of this chapter, which is a diary entry. So open your page number 29. Now the question is, what is diary entry? It means writing our thoughts about what happened during the day, a week, and so on in a diary. When we describe these happenings, we may also express our feelings and opinions. Students, now imagine that you are Sher Singh. Write a diary entry about the incident when you saved your brother by reaching the hospital on time. Remember to write about your feelings when your brother was crying out in pain, all the difficulties that you faced, and describe how you were able to overcome all the hurdles. You may begin like this. Today, father had gone to the jungle for the photographic expedition, so he told me to take the responsibility. Now, let's discuss. We'll start like this. Dear diary, comma. Now we'll use these hints. First is father, jungle, photographic expedition. We'll write like this. Today my father had gone to the jungle for the photographic expedition. Then we have take responsibility, absence. So he told me to take the responsibility of the family in his absence. Next is brother, suffering, carried, hospital. My younger brother was suffering with severe pain in his stomach and I carried him to the hospital. Next is past, jungle. I passed through the jungle. Next is the wild animals, courage, further. The wild animals scared me, but I gathered courage and moved further. Next is cold river, hospital. Then I crossed the cold river. Soon I found the road and reached the hospital. Next is the doctor, fine. The doctor cured him and he was fine then. Next is fulfilled, responsibility, absent. So in this way, I fulfilled my responsibility in my father's absence. Students, I hope you understood how to write the diary entry. Now, you have to write this on your fair copy by using these hints. So students, today we have revised page number 25 and 26 and write well at page number 29. Now follow the SNAP homework schedule and revise the chapter. Thank you. Have a nice day.